morning, everyone,
Good
and
morning.
welcome back to Business, Love, and the Tidbit. My name,
I was moving
am.
slow motion or something.
I know. You know what? It kind of felt that way. I was like, am I in slow motion? Am I thinking? Oh, you know what I was thinking? I got to stop thinking. That's what it is. Hello, everybody. My name is Ingrid Pinkett, and I am an executive administrator, entrepreneur with a passion for retail, hence CMR Collection and RMC Exclusive. Miss Dom, tell everybody who you are.
Hey everyone, my name is Dominique Poitras. I am the founder and CEO of Sisters Inspiring Sisters. I am a retired accountant and a retired counselor. So I bring to the show a psychological, personal development, and mindfulness perspective with a touch of business. Today, it's Monday morning, you guys. We had a great weekend, a long weekend. I hope all of you are well. Today we're talking about keeping your word, transitioning and being in the moment, being present in every moment that we are in. And there's just so much to say, so much to talk about, even just with the first part of keeping your word. Your word.
Right.
Your word is everything. Your word to yourself, your word to other people, uh,
Mm-hmm.
what you say you're going to do. So we're going to dive right into today's topic. If you want to join us. Miss Ingrid is going to put up the link. So we would love to hear you chime in with us. You can be on the show
Yeah.
with us. Talk to us. Talk to us. We're in the comments. You can come on live. And so we want to get this Monday morning started live and fresh. And let's bring it.
Yoo-hoo, woo-hoo. So, I just wanted to say to all of you beautiful people out there that being present is being present in where you are, what you do what you do, all of those things. Oops. You guys, I'm having a little technical difficulties here. Okay, we're gonna pause on that one for a minute as my technical difficulties is out. And now I'm lagging.
Carol,
Okay.
good morning, Zena. Good
Good
morning.
morning, good
All of
morning.
you. So good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, good morning, morning, everyone. So let's talk a little bit about um keeping your word and transition and being completely present. So being completely present is not what I was doing right now. So I got lost in my words. It wasn't what I was doing right now. I was giving an instruction and I drifted off actually to try to execute that instruction. But let me be completely present with you right now. So you definitely want to, we're talking about keeping our word. What does that mean to you? What does keeping your word actually mean to you? Sometimes I know we make a lot of commitments in things, especially if you are a mom, you are a dad, a parent, so to speak, a parent. Um, you make commitments to your children. If you are somebody that works outside the home, you make commitments to your job. If you're an entrepreneur, you make commitments to yourself and to your business, right? But what does that mean when you are keeping your word? You've made that commitment. You have said, I'm going to do this, no matter how big or how small it is. Are you keeping your word? And if there needs to be a transition, if you need to pivot, if you need to adjust, are you prepared for that? And are you being completely present to know when you need to do that? In order to even know when you need to transition, you keep your word. you've moved forward with what you need to do when it comes to your word, and then you realize that there's an adjustment that needs to be made. Do you know that you actually need to be present at the in the beginning to know when you need to adjust? Just like right now, there was something I was supposed to do, there was the action that was given out, I was completely present, and also did realize, not at that moment, but also realize, okay, I need to make some adjustments, right? So that's what we want to talk about today. We want to talk about what that looks like in your life and maybe offer you some of our tips and tricks and tidbits to help get you through that moment, through that time, right? In your business, in your personal life, things that have worked for us that we have utilized. Maybe you have, done some things yourself. I want to pop up in the chat. I will put it there for you to be able to come on and comment with the comment online. Give give the viewers some of your advice and some of the things that you have used to, while you're being completely present, while you're honoring your commitment, what have you used to kind of pivot? What were some of the signals that you found out, that you realized within yourself? How did you feel? Right? We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you, sis. What you got on a little bit on that, since we kind of just gave an overview.
I mean, we could just start with keeping your word. A lot of
Right.
times, like Chris said, we say things out of good intention without thinking it through 360. It sounds good at the moment, at the time, and we don't follow through. And when we don't follow through, we lose trust in people. Um,
Hmm.
Even if it's just a small thing, I'm gonna stop by and check on you. I'm gonna bring you some soup. I mean, it could be something really, really small, and you don't do it. You lose that trust. Even if people don't say it, even if people don't even think about it, like it's like no big deal. It really is a big deal because at the end of the day, what we say is who we are, right? The things that come out of our mouth, excuse me, the things that come out of our mouths are who we are. It is our character. It describes everything about us, how we talk, how we move, what we say we are going to do is a huge part of our personality. It's a huge part of our character traits. And so we need to be really careful with what we say. Commit our word to even ourselves. I'm going to
Exactly.
go work out tomorrow. I'm not going to eat meat tomorrow. I'm going to look for a job tomorrow. I'm going to work on my
Hmm.
business. Whatever it is that you're telling yourself, and if
Hmm.
you don't do it, you can't even trust yourself, right? You're not even disciplined with your own self. So how are you going to follow through with someone else? And and I mean that's the truth. Like if you cannot, we lost Ingrid for a second. If we cannot be disciplined with self, if we cannot follow through with the things that we say that we're going to do for ourselves, how can we commit to someone else, right? And so I am so big on being who you say you are, being. And if you're not there yet, practice it. Practice it on a daily basis, moment by moment. When we're talking about being in the present moment, being in the present moment is seconds. Every second, every few seconds is a new moment in time. And so if you are not there yet, if you didn't keep your word, what can you do now? What can you do starting right now to say, okay, I want to be a new being. I want to be a new person today. And it starts with yourself. It truly does start with yourself. I was just, yeah, yeah. I just kept continuing on the conversation, just talking about being true to yourself and starting fresh as of today on being who you say you want to be,
Right.
moment by moment, and every moment is a new opportunity to do that.
Right.
And so, I mean, that's what I really have on keeping your word is that it is who you are. So if you don't stand by that, then no one
Hmm.
else is going to stand by you. You know,
Hello.
Sissy, you good over there?
I'm good. I'm just making my little adjustments here. I'm good. I'm good. Trying.
Carrie said, for me, it has something coming up unexpectedly and change my home plans. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Carrie. If you give your word to something, breakdowns happen, life happens, things are always going to get in the way. The car broke down, my tire got flat, the kids got sick, I don't feel
Mhm.
good. Whatever it is, life is always going to happen,
Life
right?
be lifing.
Like life is life, and life's life for me too.
Life
I'm
be.
no different than you. But if we say we're going to do something,
Mhm.
how can you clear it and make it better? Things aren't always going to be perfect,
Right.
but there's a lot of people that have a consistent thing of saying I will, I will, I will, and they don't.
Hello.
Right? And then me and Ingrid now are learning that what are we doing, what's going on in our lives to create such a havoc over and over and over and over again, that
Mhm.
we are always in this spinning circle of I don't know what to do because something's always happening. You shift, you
Mhm.
pivot, and you keep it moving. I'll be
Yep.
right back. I hear a baby crying.
I
Listen, this is that time of month.
love
No
the
Monday.
fact
I'm
I
right
love
back.
the fact that I love the fact that we literally are can be in real time in real life, right? We literally can be in real time in real life. So babies crying, internet does a glitch, all of that, real life, real time. That's what makes business love and tidbits so much fun for me. Is that we're talking about keeping your word, we're talking about transitions, we're talking about being completely present. And look, you guys, we're already right now being tested and adjusted for that. We are literally right now being tested with that. So we are having to pivot because of or making a transition, making adjustments because things are coming up. So first it was something for me and I disappeared. Then next thing we have a guest. And you guys, if you don't know, the baby has been she's part of the group. She's part of our show.
I mean, I
And
mean,
she
even like,
appears every now and then.
yeah, every now and then. So I mean, even like this, like having grandbaby, sometimes all of a sudden, right? Unexpectedly,
Mhm.
grandbaby shows up, and I have to be a grandmother or mother, take on the
Mhm.
space of mother in those capacities. It'd be easy for me to say I can't show up on BLT at 6:30 because all these things. And I mean, Ingrid knows I have a list of stuff. I mean, I was sitting in my car quite a few days over the last couple of weeks because of situations and things, where I was at or whatever. But it's a commitment. I kept my word. I'm keeping my word to
Mhm.
Ingrid. I'm keeping my word to this show that we will complete this season,
Right.
regardless of how we feel, how tired we are, what we're going through, the
Mhm.
tears that fall, the overwhelmingness in our life. It's a
Mhm.
commitment that we made that we are going to stand in this space every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:30, regardless of what
Right.
we are going through. And we're
Right.
choosing to keep our word in that space, regardless of how we
Mhm.
feel or regardless of lifing. And so
Exactly.
let's talk about staying in the present moment. Let's
Yep.
talk about staying present and what that looks like. We drift. We drift so often,
Mhm.
within seconds. These
Yeah.
within seconds that it impacts our
Mhm.
life. Um,
How often do you guys know that when you drift and you're not present, you miss something?
right.
You miss that there's a possibility and most of the time you'll miss that transition opportunity. So maybe there was something that you could have added to that situation in that moment that was beneficial either for you or for someone else, right? So think about that when we're talking about being consistent and being present. We have to be present at all times. You guys know I was traveling for my other job, right? And still had to be present. I still had to I had to figure out a way that, okay, I have to find some internet because I made a commitment. It's not, oh, I don't have any internet here, or, oh, I can't get on, or, oh, I can't, no. I have to make sure that I do those things, even though I am in a different place, a different city, a different everything. So you have to be present though in what you are doing as as a whole, to honor your commitment and to also make sure that you heed the moments of where you need to transition or maybe you need to adjust. What change means you completely get rid of everything and you move to a different place. So maybe change is not the word, but maybe just adjust.
Shift,
Adjust.
pivot, adjust, whatever it is
Mhm,
you need to do to
mhm.
get back on track. Whatever
Right.
it is you need to do. And the thing, I think the thing about it is really we use the word accountable a lot, and really being
Mhm,
accountable with yourself and who you are and where you
mhm,
are in your life.
mhm,
We make too many excuses. We
mhm,
make too many excuses for our behavior. Walk in for late for work. Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm late for work. The traffic was bad. No, you left too late,
mhm,
right? Like, I mean, that's just what it is. I know someone who gets up in the morning at two something, leaves Sacramento at 3 o'clock in the morning to be there at 5. Work doesn't start till 7, just to beat the traffic, right? So there's no excuses. And then they get there and they rest in their car, they sleep for a couple hours, and they go to work on time. No
mhm,
excuses, right? And
right.
so that's a discipline.
Mhm,
That is a discipline. And
mhm.
then
We're gonna talk about that too.
that same person, that discipline shows up in every aspect of their life, their
Mhm,
finances, their children, their spiritual life, their money, their love life. I mean, everywhere else in their life there is discipline. And so
mhm.
when we talk about shifting and changing and keeping your word, who is it that you want to be? Who are you keeping your word for?
Okay.
Yourself first, and then everything else will follow. When you're good to you, when you take care of you, when you're present with you, when you keep your word to you, when you're committed to yourself, you can do those things. They automatically shift into everything that you touch. But
Right.
when you are undisciplined with yourself, you're going
Mhm,
to be undisciplined everywhere else in your life and make up every excuse in the book of why you're that way. No, you're that way because you have not controlled you, your mind, spirit, body, heart. It all goes together. And it's a control. It's a control. I hear people all the time, inbox after inbox after inbox, telling me about their lives. So people trust me, which means I'm present with them enough for them to trust me with their words, their
mhm,
sorrows, their hurt, their pains. But also, what I hear is no discipline. Right?
mhm,
There's no if you're sick, there's a discipline that comes with sickness. If you're
mhm,
depressed, there's a discipline that comes to help with your depression. If your
mhm,
finances are not right, there's a discipline that comes with that as well. What are you doing? What's going on? What's going on? Why
mhm,
can't you keep a job? Why is your business not moving forward? And I mean, I'm not, and I'm saying that for all of us. I'm no better than anyone else. So this advice,
mhm.
what we say, we're walking through these things as well.
With
Some
you.
things we mastered and overcame. Other things we're walking right along
Mhm,
with all of you viewers. And
mhm,
so we're not better than. We're just this is just coming from me from the Holy Spirit. I didn't make this up. I didn't think about it before we did the show, but it's
mhm,
the truth. So
mhm.
if you have complaints, what word are you keeping with yourself?
Hello.
If you say that I'm hurting and
Mhm,
all you do is sit in that pain and you're not doing anything about it, what
mhm,
discipline and what word are you keeping with yourself? I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to worry. I don't have fear. I'm not going to allow this to bother me. But then 2 seconds later, you're right back in that same pain.
hmm, mm,
And so that's what I mean. That's what we're talking about your word to you. If you
right.
say that I can't pay my rent, I'm going to go look for a job. How many job applications did you put in today?
Hello.
Let's be real. How many? Did you
Yep.
follow? Did you call them? Did you email them? What are
Mhm,
you doing in your life to show up and keep your word to yourself?
mhm. How are you being present in that moment? Those
Absolutely.
the actions that you do, the actions that you take determines how present you are, how engaged you are, how how much are you keeping your word to yourself, right? Because that's important too. So if you're doing things and you're saying things. We this bring it on home. Sis brought up a good point about, are you even doing the basics? So if you're out looking for a job, if you say you want your business to move forward, if you are if you're saying that you want your finances to be whole, what are you doing? Are you keeping your word to yourself? Are you making the adjustments, pivoting as needed to take those things to the next phase, to get to the next milestone in that area? And
Mm-hmm.
if you don't know, and if you're saying, I don't know what to do, then are you being present and saying, hey, I have to I have to research and find out, or I have to ask someone. That also means being present.
Uh,
Ask.
Let me tell you about asking though. Let me tell you about asking. People help when they see you helping yourself.
Right.
So if you get in the right spaces and you're around people and they're not helping you, that's because there's something in you that's creating a blockage for people not to want to help you. And it has nothing to do with the person. It has everything to do with you. I hear a lot of people say, I need help, I need help, I need help. And then when I give advice, they don't do any of the things that I ask them to, or any of the things that I advise them to. So then guess what? Next time they ask for my help, I might not be as available because you couldn't even get through the small task. It's
Mhm.
not my job to help you, especially if I mean, if you're just coming to me for advice. I have hundreds of women that are coming to me for advice. My kids, my family, everybody's coming to me for advice. So I have to, for my own sanity and my own time, I have to put limits on how and where I'm able to give my support and my help.
Mhm.
So you have to take accountability for yourself. So
Mhm.
if help is not coming, you need to help yourself first, and then the help will come.
Mhm.
Right? When I first created this, I didn't have people around me. Now all of a sudden I have dozens of women around me. Right. And if I really needed the help and I picked up the phone, every single one of those women would help me because I put in the work. And then they're like, damn, I believe in Dom. I want to see her succeed. Right. I,
Mhm.
I I worked my ass off for years to get to this. Right?
Mhm.
And my spirit is good and my intentions are good and I'm consistent and I'm showing up every single time that I say I'm going to show up. I'm showing
Mhm.
up.
Mhm.
So now when it's time, there's people there that want to support.
Mhm.
And I do my own work. I mean, I'm doing my own work and it
Mhm.
shows in the fruits of my life. Myself,
Mhm.
my self-worth, how I feel about me, even while life is to sheesh right now, right? Things are happening out and externally, but I'm
Right.
good because I kept my word to myself. I
Mhm.
committed to myself and I
Mhm.
stayed present with myself, even when life has been doing what it's doing. So when
Mhm.
people say, "How are you doing, Dom?" I'm great. Life is shit. Right? And I mean that so much because I'm doing so much work to be this part of me.
Right.
And so I mean I just want to leave you guys with that, is that your life will show up by the fruits of your labor.
Yes.
Show up by
Yeah.
the fruits. You will get rewarded by in some way. If you don't see
Mm.
it,
Right.
you need to go back to the word. Your
Hello.
word first. And then
Hello.
practice all those other things. And then you'll start seeing things happen. And
Yeah.
it'll look like magic. Things will just start appearing. Things will start happening. People will start
Right.
coming to your life. People will start wanting to help you. And you're like, oh shoot, where did this come from? Guess what?
Exactly.
You shifted your life. And
Yeah.
now it's showing up. It's showing up.
Mhm. She just needed her grand. She just needed her man. She said, as she's smiling, she just smiling. You have to think about that. You are your best asset, but you're also your own liability as well. So which one are you going to be to yourself? Are you going to be your asset, or are you going to continue to make yourself your liability? And once you get that down, then you can also transition that into someone else, because every no one wants to help a liability. You don't we don't want Heck, sometimes we're a liability to ourselves. You catch us on the wrong day, and we both liabilities to each other. That's not helpful. That's not progressing anything forward. That's a pity party,
Right.
and that's hanging out in amateur mode. That's not how pros do it. That's not how leaders do it.
I mean, you rarely ever hear me pick up the phone and call anyone to complain about my life.
Mhm.
Ever. Ever. The only time Ingrid hears about my life is if she says, Dom, how are you really doing? That's the only time she'll hear. I never pick up the phone because I'm staying in the present moment. Those things are just moments in time. So I don't
Mhm.
want to sit on the phone and talk about all the things that are happening because I'm just feeding energy to it. The more I talk about all the bad things that are happening, the more I'm feeding energy into the bad things that are happening. So
Mhm.
for me, I choose not to stay in that space. So when people ask me how I'm doing, I'm great. I'm wonderful. I am blessed. I am happy. I am joy because I'm choosing the space that I want to be in. I don't want to talk about the things that are happening because they don't matter. They
Mhm.
don't matter. The only thing that matters is when me and Ingrid talk about, okay, so what are you going to do about it?
Right.
That's the only part of the conversation that matters. And she'll give me a list of things to do and she'll stay on me. What's wrong with you, Dom? You're not following up. Basically, that's how our conversations go. And
Mhm.
so so I need to shift back into moving faster. But
Mhm.
all I care about is forward action. That's
Mhm.
all I care about. How are we gonna get to the money? How are we gonna get the family healed?
How we gonna get to the butt?
No, seriously, how are we gonna get to the
But that's real. That's
how,
real. That's
how are we
real.
gonna heal our families? And
Mhm.
sometimes they go together. I need more money so I can spend more time with my family, or
Exactly.
whatever. But all
Mhm.
that matters are our goals. Get to the money, heal our family, live our life. Right? That's
Mhm.
all that matters to me. That's all that matters to Ingrid. And so if there's no action there, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. So our word
Mhm.
to ourselves is get to the money, heal our families, and let's go
Mhm.
live our lives.
Mhm.
Where's our goals in there? Staying
Yeah.
present, meet those goals.
And you know what, we always we talk about a list a lot, and so you know what that means. We just say it in a different way. We say it a different way every time. It becomes a different title, but it's the same thing. It starts with you. You have to make a decision for you. You are the person that controls it. So if you give it the energy of negativity, that's where you're going to be. Life is going to life. Things are going to happen in your life. And the more present you become, the more stuff is going to happen. So keep your word to yourself that says, no matter what, I have my eye on this. This is where I'm going. This is what is going to happen. No matter what else is happening around me. Everything is neutral. If I give it if I give it negative energy, it's going to be negative and it's going to take me 2 steps backwards.
Right.
But if I know that it's a situation that happened and now I need to transition, I need to pivot so that I can adjust, so I can get to the money, get to my family, get to healing my family, and get to having the best life for myself, my family, my generations, the community, whatever it is for you.
Right.
Always know, think about, we give you guys little things all the time and we take them to ourselves as well. Things that, when you get up in the morning, do you think about, are you completely present when you wake up? Not picking up your cell phone, doing that, not uh, um running around, jumping up and go doing some other things that has nothing to do with you being completely present at the fact that you're sitting on the side of the bed and your feet have touched the ground, and floor how many people didn't wake up in the morning. They didn't wake up to have another day, to be present, to keep their word, to be
Absolutely.
able to pivot. So don't take those things for granted. Each and every day, each and every day, know that that is another day to get it the way that you want it, to project your life forward the way that you want to have it to be. That is your day. I challenge you this week, when you wake up every morning, when you wake up Tuesday, if you watch us on Wednesday, I want you, when you come into the chat, this is what I want you to do, because I want to know that you heard this. I want to know that you heard this. So this is what I want you to do. When you come in the chat, and you are going to every morning, beginning tomorrow, and also on Wednesday morning, when you join, before you join us live, when you put your feet on the floor, you say, I'm present for my life. I'm going to be present for my life today, no matter what. I'm going to be present in my life no matter what. If
I
you accept that, then what I want you to do is, when you come in, put present in the chat. Just put present. And I will know that you heard me and you are with me, and we're going to do this together. Just do it for the rest of the week. Just for the rest of the week. Go ahead, sis. Did you want to say
No,
something?
I mean, we're over time, but my final thought is, what do you want? And if what you are living right now is not what you want, what do what Ingrid said, become present with yourself, recommit to yourself, and keep your word to yourself. Just starting there alone will change your life within days. Those are my final thoughts for today. Thank you, ladies, or all of you, for joining us. And Ingrid will take us out. She has her
Thank
little.
you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. We do not take it for granted that you were here this morning. We appreciate you. We are humbled by the fact that you started your morning with us, right? We stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time, because we're in Cali. And we stream on Facebook pages and also on YouTube as well. So the Facebook pages are Miss Dom Michelle, an IP Tidbit, and also on Business Love and Tidbits. And don't forget, also, remember, we are on YouTube, Business Love and Tidbits, and you can share that link with anyone. I want to thank our sponsors as well, because we can't do this without them too. And that would be Sisters Inspiring Sisters and CMR Collection and RMC Exclusive. You can find us online and also on our Facebook pages. Thank you so much. Have an awesome and amazing day, and we will see you on Wednesday at 6:30 a.m. Bye.
Bye.